Yo people, what I've actually seen on the timeline from the ES_Grimes account on Twitter. If you're not following that account, make sure you do give her a follow. She gets her information early and she's very reliable. You get me? Now, I will say this, not everybody has a 100% strike rate. That is absolutely impossible. The transfer market is a very volatile place and you can't always get things right. Things change at the last minute. Case in point, the situation with Kylian Mbappe. We all knew that he was destined to be playing for Real Madrid, but the last minute PSG muscled in with their financial power and they said, no way, we're going to pay you $1 million a week on top of these ridiculous bonuses to stay at PSG. Mbappe said, yeah man, let's get that money, dollar bill, all that good stuff. Man staying at PSG, getting that peas, you get me blood. Mbappe done his thing, signed that contract, won't be going to Real Madrid. So you get me? Things change in the transfer market, but in terms of her hit rate, she has a very good hit rate and she does get her information early, which is why I will be using her frequently as a source here on Man Knows Football. There's a lot of stories that have just come out. Ousmane Dembele apparently has put pen to paper with Chelsea Football Club and it's a done deal. Demba Ba might have had a decisive input in terms of where Koulibaly will be going. Chelsea might really be looking at Robert Lewandowski from Bayern Munich. We already know the situation with him. He has spoken about his future, and the situation with FC Barcelona, if you don't already know, is looking really bad. A club that is in turmoil and they could go out pretty sad. I'm not going to lie to you. Wouldn't want to see it happen to them, but they are in an absolute crisis at the minute. I believe the numbers are like, I heard 500 million, I heard 1 billion that has to be collected within a certain period of time. So let's see what happens over there. But let's get on to transfer episode 5. But before, whoops, that was my phone that just flew everywhere. I'm just so gassed. Let's get on to transfer episode 5. But before I do that, listen man, the gas is just getting to my head. I forgot to let you people know. Yeah, we're under 400 subscribers away. I believe 400 subscribers away from crossing that 10k line. Yes, we are literally a toenail away from making it happen. Troops, congratulations to you for reaching 275k subscribers. Myself and Troops will be celebrating that on a live later on, so make sure you stay tuned on Back Again channel to join us for the celebrations. Maybe we can make it a double celebrations if we can cross that 10k line. That would be absolutely sick. What a way to end today. But leave your thoughts down there in the comments as well. Smash up that like button. Don't forget to do them things there, you get me? But the first story we are going to start off with is the Demba Ba and Kalidou Koulibaly situation. Now, ES_Grimes, like I said, I will be using her as a reference. She did tweet this in response to somebody's other tweet. I won't be reading that tweet. I'll be getting straight onto what she has said by herself. Here it is up here on the screen. The most influential one in Koulibaly's case to Chelsea is Demba Ba. He advised him to reject Barcelona, PSG or else and to sign for Chelsea Football Club. I'm not going to focus on what was said after that, but because obviously this is about the transfer, but it does say there quite clearly that Demba Ba has advised Kalidou Koulibaly to join Chelsea Football Club. And for me, as you all know, because we've got so much experience leaving that defensive back line, we need to replace it with quality experience too. Rudiger obviously has left for Real Madrid, is officially now a Real Madrid player. Real Madrid have made the announcement, the poster and all that stuff is out. So good luck to you, Rudiger. I just wish we didn't fool around before the sanctions and maybe he still would have been a Chelsea player, but no use crying over spilt milk, you get me? Good luck to Rudiger. Wish you the best. I hope you get a lot of La Liga titles while you're out there, bruv. You've been fantastic for us, part of the Champions League winning squad. Legend, my guy. Enjoy Spain. But Koulibaly coming in, that's a very good start. That's a player that has been at Napoli for, I mean, he's overstayed at Napoli. I think he should have gone to a top team. Not disrespecting Napoli, but I think he should have gone to one of the elite clubs. But we all know that ADL De Laurentiis, the owner of Napoli, is a very tedious man to deal with. He can agree terms and in the last minute he might ask for more money, which is what's happened in the case of Koulibaly several times in his career. That has frustrated him, but he has remained professional and performed to his best for Napoli. But hopefully with a year left on his contract, this could be the year where Koulibaly finally does leave Napoli and make that step up. And I do hope these rumors are true, and I hope he's at Chelsea Football Club. That would be a quality signing. with his Senegalese teammate Edouard Mendy playing just behind him. I think it will just be a match made in heaven. I think he slots right into the team. So I'm excited to see what happens there over the next coming days. Hopefully we will hear Koulibaly has put pen to paper for Chelsea Football Club. Which brings me on to the next piece of news, and that is, are Chelsea really looking at Lewandowski? First of all, we're going to start by looking at Robert Lewandowski's future, which we did do in the previous episode about Ousmane Dembele. But for the interest of this episode, I will put this on the screen once again. My era at Bayern Munich is over. I don't see any possibility to continue playing for this club anymore. Bayern is a serious club and I believe they won't keep me. I don't want to play there anymore. A transfer is the best solution. I hope they don't stop me. Which is very interesting because obviously he has declared that he is open to leaving Bayern Munich. We do know that his favoured destination is Barcelona, but at the same time Tuchel is very much open to working with Lewandowski apparently if Lukaku leaves the club. A lot of L's there. I was getting mixed up with all these different L's. Madness. Lewandowski to Barcelona. Let's have a look at that because apparently, well, it's not even apparently, it's a known fact that Barcelona are in financial turmoil because at the minute they are allowing fans to come and play at the new camp for $300. No, not $300. 300 euros per head to play there. They are in a serious bad way. I know they've got to raise a certain amount of money by a certain time, and it's looking very, very difficult unless they sell off one or two of their assets. So for them to be signing Lewandowski for the wages is going to be asking for, the signing on bonus is going to be asking for, I don't see it as realistic right now while Barcelona are in this turmoil. And furthermore, closer to home, there's a lot of doubt as to whether they're going to be able to get the Christensen deal over the line. So it's going to be interesting to see what actually happens there. So Barcelona not in a good way. Don't want to see it happen to them. They're a huge, huge club, giving us some of the best footballing memories, some of the best football players that we've ever seen. So it would be a shame to see them go down that route. But in terms of Lewandowski, we've got to now ask the question, how is this linking up to Chelsea now? Well, I'm going to start off with one of Sai and Dan's articles that does talk about, very, very briefly I must say, Tuchel being interested in working with Robert Lewandowski. I will put it here on the screen. Tuchel will be really keen to sign him if Lukaku left this summer, so there is a condition there. So those thoughts are still in my head, as well as the fact that Barcelona are in financial ruin and might not be able to pursue as many deals as they want to this summer. But if a player is really so dead set on joining another club, I'd need to be fully assured that he was equally as dead set to join our club. That is from Simon Phillips and Dan, two huge Chelsea fans who write very good articles and have a very good podcast as well. So I use them as a reference in regards to Lewandowski. So the interest in the player is definitely there from the manager. But from what I'm seeing there, it does depend on whether Lukaku does leave Chelsea Football Club. Now, there has been talks between, Lukaku going back to Inter and also taking a wage cut. I'm going to do a separate video for that because there is lots to look at. Because personally, how I feel, I think the chances are Lukaku will stay a Chelsea player and we will see him in a Chelsea shirt next season. But like I said, I will do a separate video for that where I'll discuss my reasons as to why. But in terms of this Lewandowski situation as well, ES Grimes did mention amongst other targets on the update about Koundé to Chelsea Football Club. So here's the tweet on the update about Koundé, which does mention several other players. Like reported since 2021, Koundé set his heart to join Chelsea and only Chelsea. Personal terms agreed before the sanctions and again and release clause agreed with Sevilla. Chelsea to concentrate to negotiate deals based on fees. Koulibaly, Gvardiol, Gnabry, Lewandowski and Sangare. Now I know there are a few other names, interesting names that were mentioned in there, but Lewandowski obviously is the focus for now. Do I want him at Chelsea Football Club? Let's ask these questions first. Do Chelsea have a big enough pool for Lewandowski? Do Chelsea match Lewandowski's ambition? Can Chelsea afford Lewandowski? And I believe the answer to all three of those questions is a resounding of course. Yes, we can make this deal happen. And while Barcelona are not able to act, maybe Chelsea should think about acting quickly. But like I have said in previous transfer videos, I'm going to say two things. The first one, hugely depends on our outgoings because our books are quite full at the minute. We do need to get rid of players. We do need to get rid of a lot of deadwood. We do need to decide what is happening with Romelu Lukaku. But I do think that we could still have him at the club as well as Romelu Lukaku. Let me know your thoughts down there in the comments. Do you think that would be way too much, or do you think that is actually feasible to have both Lewandowski and Lukaku at the club if we do not get rid of Lukaku? But the second point that I'm about to make, and I think this is one of the most important points, is this: we must sign a DM. We cannot have an 8, 9, 10 out of 10 transfer window without signing a quality DM. And I'm glad one DM was mentioned in that. Sangare has been mentioned. For me, I still want Declan Rice. I still believe that Chelsea might just test the water for Declan Rice. I've said several times, it's been reported several times that Tuchel only wants Declan Rice. It's going to be interesting to see what happens there with that situation. But in terms of Lewandowski, there is concrete interest according to ES Grimes. So again, going to be interesting to see what happens there. I don't know what the kind of price tag Bayern are going to be asking for Lewandowski, but with a year left in his contract, I can't think it's going to be astronomical. Now, we are talking about arguably the best striker in the world. Benzema this season has shown that he is absolutely number one, has been the best striker for this season. Lewandowski is not far off that in my honest opinion. So if I could guess, I think we could, if we could get like 40 to 50 million for him max, even that's a bit, you know what I'm saying, for a year left on the contract and his age as well, I think that would be great. But saying that, Lewandowski is a very, very good professional. You can see that he looks after himself, very football orientated, takes care of his body, good diet, all of that good stuff. So I still think he's got lots and lots to offer, and I think he can bang goals in this team. But we have to sign correctly in other priority positions. Let's have that right. And now let's get on to the final story, because I don't want to make this video too long. Apparently, Ousmane Dembele has officially put pen to paper for Chelsea Football Club, according to ES Grimes. And again, if you're not following ES Grimes, please make sure you do follow that account. It might be the best thing you do this transfer window. I don't know how many times I have to say follow that account, you get me? But ES Grimes here is saying, Dembele signs the last minutes at Chelsea. It is a done deal. So I'm going to put the tweet up on the screen for you to read if I haven't already. Here it is. You get me? But she has spoken about it. You can see that is a quote tweet on top of another tweet that she did tweet previously. Like reported months ago, Dembele to join Chelsea Football Club. Like reported a week ago, Dembele agreed personal terms with Chelsea Football Club. Chelsea working to wrap the deal up ASAP. And we just got that update. Dembele signs the last minute at Chelsea. It is a done deal. For me, that is fantastic news. Absolutely incredible news. Now, again, nobody can get 100% strike rate, but you see with ES Grimes, she doesn't really get anything wrong. So that is why I am very excited. That's why you saw all that energy when the way I started this video, man. I'm very optimistic. Personally, I'm leaning towards this being a done deal, but obviously we need to see over the next few hours, possibly 24 hours, whether some of the bigger journalists do come along and run with the story, and then obviously your final stamp of approval from Mr. Here We Go, Fabrizio Romano. So it's going to be interesting, man. If these rumors are true, some of the names that we've been linked with and we're actually actively in the market for and looking to bring to the club, exciting, very exciting. But again, I need to emphasize this on two things, man. We must get players out of the door for this to be a successful window. We must sign that DM. Hopefully it can be Declan Rice. I'm still not giving up hope on that for this summer. And also as well, news has been coming out about Marina Granovskaya potentially leaving in August. We do need to address that situation. And apparently the favoured replacement is Andrea Berta from Atletico Madrid. So Simon Phillips here has tweeted, Marina Granovskaya is likely leaving Chelsea at the end of August, and the top target to replace her is Andrea Berta of Atletico Madrid. And that is sourced off Sports Bild. If you don't know who Sport Bild are, they are a German publication. So for me, it does put a little bit of doubt in my mind. I take that with a bit of pinch of salt, because that's a German source over in Germany. Chelsea are over in England. Surely, how are they getting the information first? But they could be right. They could be right, you get me? So let's see what happens there. But as long as that is addressed correctly, I'll be very happy, and I think we're gonna have a 10 out of 10 window as long as those conditions are met. But big up everybody that's been watching the transfer news episodes. I apologize over the past 2 days. I didn't really want to force it and just, you get me, rehash information and all that. I'm not trying to do that to you, but make sure you do smash that like button, also hit that subscribe, help us reach that 10k goal and all that good stuff. Leave your thoughts down there in the comments as well, what you think about these stories, whether that will be a 10 out of 10 window for you, some of these players coming into the club, who you would like to see come to Chelsea Football Club. And if you do feel like donating to the channel, there is a super thanks button right down there that you can hit. But yeah, man, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, please make sure you do stay safe and up the Blues. Bless.